I don't have the camera on because I'm not wearing a shirt. Not wearing a shirt in my own house. And to me for that. Oh my God. Fucking thank you. So, we've got a few supply depots. These only hold like 1,000 of whatever resource. So you have to have multiples of those to be able to have some kind of buffer for what you're farming. Off in the distance, that's where I'm getting my electricity from. I just emptied my inventory, so I won't be able to build one. I think what I'll do is I'll take one down. Destroy one real quick, that way I'll have the resources to build one. Alright, and get rid of that. So one of the new things you've got is under industry, you've got both power and industrial stuff. That's a mineral extractor. I'll show you those in a second. Gas extractors I don't use because you're just not going to need. You're not going to harvest enough gas to be of any use. Mineral extractors are where it's at, and then of course the supply depots that I just showed you. But to place these is pretty easy. You just go through the menu as long as you have the resources and inventory, and I'll explain why I'm placing it here in just a second. Now, it's kind of counterintuitive, but to hook the thing, you'll have to hook it into anywhere else that has an available. Now they should all be available, so I don't know why they're not coming up, but that's No Man's Sky for you. Hell, these should all have the same kind of icons over here that one does. Yeah, nobody cares. So normally, all of the other ones would have a place where you can, yeah. Nobody cares about your firestorm. I've somehow found my way inside and can't get out. Ridiculous. Shut up. Alright, well, I'm not going to be able to wire it back up. I'll reload here in a second. But normally, I don't know why this game's not dealing with it right now, but they should all have the same outlet, and you just hit the one button and then you can run it to one of the other ones, and it'll lock onto it like it's locking into a grid, and you hit the trigger again and it'll go in there for you. And here's another thing, because these people don't know how to code, if you close that menu, that ball's just going to sit there. Bugs the shit out of me, so make sure you're not on either the pipes or the electrical wire. And that wire, it'll be like, hey, you can only build one wire. I'll get right on that. Let me just go ahead and build my one wire. This does the same thing with pipes. When you have to run a pipe to all of your supply depots. Wow, that's interesting. I just launched my camera somehow. Let's try that again. So here I'm carrying this wire. You don't need to make a bunch of wires. You don't have to have any kind of anything. So yeah, and then you just run it all the way over here. That's like 150 distance. It just does not care as long as you're within your build radius, and I can show you how to get around that too. But let me go ahead and cancel that, get off this, and we'll talk about these guys. The reason I have so many of these is I'm getting about 50 million an hour off of indium. I'll show you in a second how to find those. And let me get my temperature back up here a second. I still have a few more of these I haven't built. I've got a little bit of a hole that I want to fill. So, let's go into the supply depot. As you can see, I am making 50,000 activated indium an hour. I've already got 21,000 sitting here. But they sell for 949 each, so that 21,000 is 20 million by itself. And 3.5 hours worth of production. So I can just go do whatever the hell else I want. I can play some of their stupid game. I can do whatever I want while this is mining. And about every 3.5 hours, just come over here and pick it up and stick it in my starship, stick it in my exosuit. I just sold probably 3-4 days worth of passive mined activated indium, and so that happened. I got like 1.1 off the sale. I already had 100 million on me, so 1.2 billion units because they decided to put base building in the game. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out again. These stupid things, these take 10 metal plates each to build, and that's it. They're under industrial. The problem with that is you got to go buy the metal plates, because for the love of God, you're not going to carry around the 40. I've probably had 40 stacks worth of ferrite dust. Just to, there'd be no way. I have to buy the plates, and the plates are bulky. For some reason, they didn't add those to the extended stacking, so you can only hold 10 in the extended slots. It's just really inconvenient, but these have to be attached with that pipe, the supply pipe, and those work just like the, and of course the game's going to glitch out for me here for that as well. Yay. But it works just like the other one, where they'll actually be highlighted. You get the ball on there, hit right trigger, then go to where you want it to run to, and get it to clip into that. I don't think I have any plates. You know what? Here, I'll tell you what. We're going to reload anyway, and let's do this. Get rid of you. Just get rid of a couple of these. And we'll just make a couple of new ones. There we go, and that one's working. So you can see how the ball just goes in, and you can tell that one is the one it's going to use because it goes green from that light blue. And just hit the trigger again. Now those are connected, and if it was connected to the rest of the network, those would be adding to the total. You also have to wire these into the network for some stupid reason. They don't take any actual electricity, but you've got to wire those in too. So, and then you'll wire just like that. Hit the trigger, and those are now connected, and you would just connect it to the rest of the network. And that's pretty much ruining your game in a nutshell. Is you'll need to find resources, and you do that with the, let me go ahead and alright. One of the new things they've also added is an addition to the visor. You hit the trigger, and then you have to activate survey mode. Once you do that, it'll tell you where hotspots are. This is going to tell me, hey, there's a B-class electricity spot off to my left. And now I'm facing it, And you can see now it's off to the right. So, and that's how you just tune it in. It's 100 distance away, so I'm going to sprint for a little bit. And it's just going to be where I've got my... Yeah, it's actually over there. Yeah. You've got to be within 3 distance for it to actually scan it down. And then it's going to analyze. And it tells you how the field strength is and what type it is once you've actually got it scanned down. And that'll sit here on your menu for a little while to give you an idea so that you can actually run it and the other stuff that you've got. So you'll also need to find the resource, and I'll head over to my extractors for a moment. Fuck this. I got really lucky. I actually found a hotspot that was a S-class indium, activated indium spot on this extreme planet. And so, activate survey mode, and hey, you're right by the hotspot. The screen is shaking because I guess it's supposed to add some kind of immersion to it, but it makes building here really, really annoying. So that's all you've got to do is you just roam around using the, you cannot pick, you get 3 different kinds. It's got electric, which you see off to the right, and then of course this is a resource, which is the axe, and then you've got the cloud, and you can't choose which type you're going to go find. I wish the screen wasn't shaking so bad. I've got 50 of these extractors. That's the reason I'm able to make so much. It's because each one will get 1,000, and I've got 50 of them built. And that's why every hour I make 50 million. I've made 5 million in the time explaining shit. What the fuck? This game's stupid. Where's the car? There it is. And so once you've got that new visor, I'm going to head away from this. You've got to be nowhere near another hotspot for it to tell you about another one. Yeah, and I'm still too close. There we go. Hey, gas cloud. I'm facing it. It's only 100 distance, I'll sprint there. When it's like 350, 400 distance, I'll drive, but there's no reason if it's going to be that close. Hey, sulfurine. Because it's a C class, though, you're only going to get a very small amount. That's why I waited until I found that S class hotspot. I can't believe I found power right next to that S class indium. For the indium, it seems like you get 250 for each step in the class. As a C class, you'd only get 250. B class, you get 500, and you get 1,000 for the S class. So that's basically it in a nutshell. You just add that new mod, go get you some hotspots, and build you up a little base. You make ridiculously stupid money doing pretty much nothing. You can be out running missions or grinding out the rest of your milestones, which I've completed. I still got to warp 5 more times. fuck this right here, right in the butt. Hey, sodium. You can actually see on the overview up top where it's still got the electricity, but that tells you the proximity and where you'd be able to run your lines and whatnot, so that you can actually do the base building. I lost count of how many of those stupid supply depots I've even got. Each one only holds 1,000. Well, okay. Each one holds 1,000. I think the extractors give me 12.5K. So looks like I got what, 103? No, more than that, 153. I got like 153 of these stupid things already built, and I want to make about another 20 more. I'd like to have 4 hours of storage. Alright. Let me... Yeah. I'm gonna have to reload. Let me reload the game real quick because of the problem I've got with building. Should be that one. And I'll show you real quick how to be able to build structures outside of your base that are still part of your base. Alright. I should be... I am... Why do I still have indium? Weird. Oh god. I guess we get to sit through 3 or 4 minutes of that stupid. Yep. I should have saved after I traveled. Why this takes so long. Sometimes it's not that bad. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 minutes. Yep, I'm going to get something to drink. I'll be right back. Oh, I thought the audio just keeps cutting out. Hey, and we're back. First thing I'm going to go do is save so we don't have to sit through that again. Alright. Still have the money. We're good to go. I need resources though, so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over to my electric place, and I'm going to steal 2 of my towers since I don't actually have the resources on me. Everything's jammed in another. Yeah, I don't have a place or anything. I'm not messing with it. It's easier if I just destroy a couple of these. And so we're going to get back in the roamer. If I can get out of that stupid menu. And I'm going to go find another hotspot source. Be either electricity or mining. I don't want to have to go get the materials for the gas extractor. Alright, B-class electricity that way? Sure. Alright, so we got this electric hotspot that I've just found. How far is it to my base? 624. I don't think you can build that close. Right, you cannot. And see, you can see I can only build a select few things because I'm not actually at the base yet. But I do have that on the overview. So we're going to go back into the roamer real quick. And I'm going to extend my base out to this hotspot. So we're going right here. Sure. What's going on, dude? It's been a while. I'm not actually getting back. I'm just showing a couple of friends some crap you can do in No Man's Sky. It is good to see you. Tell everybody I said, hey, I haven't actually been there in a while. Alright, so we're back at the base. We got the extended. And I'm going to face where I'm heading to. And you'll see when I get to the edge of the base, it'll change. Actually, I don't need to be on that one. I need to be on... We're going to use this guy right here. And I just screwed up the camera again. So the bad news is, yes, you will have to walk that 600 distance. Yeah, okay. You see how I've just gotten to the edge of the base and it took that away from me. I can't build it here. So I'm going to go back to where I can build it. I'll build one right here. And I'm going to take it down. And you'll see that trying to show you the distance you can get with them. What I usually do is I'll place it and take it down, and as I'm running, just place it, take it down again, and it'll let me just keep placing it because it extends the base so that you can actually build around it. Should be getting close to it. There we go. And we're back at the hotspot. Where'd you go? There you are. Now, I don't know what the distance, what the radius on these hotspots is, but where I wasn't able to build this before, I can now. And then to run the wire, I'm going to throw that there, and then I'm going to go all the way back to my base. That whole 600 distance with this one wire. You don't have to build anything in between to hold it. I wish I would stop doing that. Yep. I just clicked left stick to run, which broke the stupid wire, so I've got to go back. Let's try this again. Maybe this time I won't be stupid. I am going to kind of want to stay on the same path because the radius around those things isn't that large, and if I step out of it, it'll break itself. And the interesting thing about that is that does not exactly matter. Halfway there. What's really funny is the pipes that you run actually take resources. This one doesn't. It just says available to build one, but you can build as many of these as you want. It doesn't take any resources, but the pipes actually take resources, and you can stretch the pipes the same way, so you'll only spend the resource for one to run it all the way. And we'll just plug it in right here. And now that tower is giving me power from that hotspot 700 away, even though it's nowhere near my base. Now, I'm going to go ahead and connect another wire, and I'm going to run this way outside of the range of the base so I can show you what I'm talking about, why it does not matter if for some reason you are able to build where you want and then don't have that trail, or you wind up wandering off the path and the wire goes away. The menu's going to change here in a second. When it does, I'll be able to explain what's going on. Alright, there it goes. The menu's changed. The wire is gone. And you'll notice that when you come back into the radius that you're not on the wire. The reason it doesn't matter is if I just go back over to any of the wires, it's still connected. So if for some reason you step out of the path between your hotspot that you just were able to build at and the wire goes away, it won't matter. You just go back after you get to where you're going. I have not tested to see if I can get out of this menu. I think that you might be able to. I don't know. No, 'cause I think if you cancel this, it's gonna close that wire. Yeah, when you try to cancel out of that menu, it closes the wire. So you would not be able to get into a vehicle. Oh yeah. And that's basically it. If you played Fallout 4 and done any of the settlement building in there, oh look, storm crystals. These used to be such good money. Yeah. So 25 ferrite dust and 10 carbon, huh? Might help folks actually on the mining beam. I told you I was retarded. Thanks. Alright, that should be enough. Need some carbon. There's the 10 I need. There we go. And so you can attach that and then just run it for the same. I can only build the one, but it doesn't care how far I go. It's the same 25 and 10. There's no reason to run junctions. There's no reason to run like a line of any kind of resources or anything when you can just go wherever you want. Run 150 distance for the price of one tube. There we go. I got them on the inside. You can't hardly see it. You can. There it is. And there it is. So for the, I like how you can see where it's actually stretched, where the pipe shouldn't look like that. Game doesn't know that you're not supposed to. You'd think that they would have like a max distance on them, or they'd have a set length, and you'd have to make multiples, but nah. This is no man's sky. We don't do any kind of balancing or thinking here. I need to research the stupid ladder. Can't home. Because I've been streaming for half an hour. Let me just go ahead and casually make 40 million. Ridiculous. And so that's basically it. It's about all I was really wanting to show you. If you have any other questions, hit me up. I'll see if I can put something together. But for the most part, you can just ruin your game by overbuilding because there's no limits, apparently. You want as many extractors as you want. And I keep them all in close together because I don't want. Because I know if you get like to the edge of the hotspot, you won't get the whole 1,000 out of it. So that's the reason I make that grid and I make it so tight, is I just want to make sure that I get max resources out of each one. Just make rows of bullshit, attach them all together, and that's all you gotta do. So appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll go ahead and kill it. Hit me up if you need anything.